Hello, and welcome back to another episode of my single-player survival world. I am the Survival Architect, and you've just finished watching me construct this new design for an iron farm. I spent about 3 days in a creative mode testing world, first designing this, and then constructing it and then testing it, before constructing it over here on my single-player world. Now, I've made it so that each layer is completely independent from one another. That all the villagers up there can't see the iron golems that are down here, so they don't interfere with one another. And each layer produces 1,000 iron an hour. So, for me, 2,000 iron an hour is plenty. Now, this is definitely not the most efficient design for it. I'd be willing to bet that the guys on the Cycraft server have figured out something way more efficient. But I thought, let's put together a sort of proof of concept for using the nether to farm iron golems in a method like this. So you see things like this with a whole range of mobs like creepers, etc., just to clear the area. So I thought, let's put together a proof of concept for an iron farm and then build it in my survival world, and it's working pretty well. If we just pop through into the nether using our chunk loader, on this side of the nether, on this side of the portals, we have the iron golem processing area. So that portal over there is connected to the farm. Iron golems will pop through here, fall into this lava, get pushed across and down into the collection area. Their items are then picked up by the hoppers, sorted into iron in here, and then all the poppies get dispensed into lava just there. And then down here, you can see that I've actually been AFK for a little while and collected a whole bunch of iron ingots. So, that's the iron farm constructed. I'm now going to explain to you how it works, but to do that, I'm going to pop through back into the overworld and show off one of the little villager areas. We're back here over at the overworld side, and that is one of the villager things. So, if I zoom in on it, you've got 3 villagers in there, there's 3 workstations and 3 beds. That means that they're all eligible to spawn an iron golem. Now, they're in a cage that allows them to move around a little bit, but is also spawn-proof from the golem, which is why all those carpets are on top there. Then over here, we've got a zombie that is being hidden and then shown again by these pistons. Now, that's probably not the most lag-friendly, nor is it the most efficient design, but it's the one I thought of. And that's just being powered by a comparator clock. Now, when the villagers are scared by Mr. Zombie over here, they will spawn an iron golem in the nearest available spawning space, which is just in these areas here. Now, because of the water streams, a 2-wide mob, such as the iron golem, will move towards the portal when it spawns inside this water area. That'll then take them through into the nether, where they are then processed. Now, the first issue that I found with this farm was actually that iron golems would spawn on this block here, which means that their hitbox would be inside these blocks, and they wouldn't move. But the beauty of using nether portals is that they spawn zombified piglins, and iron golems will automatically pathfind towards whatever zombified mob they can find. Now, that mob they're not able to pathfind over to it because there's no blocks there. But a zombified piglin's been spawned by the portals, they definitely can move towards. So, they walk towards them, get sucked into the nether, and then they are processed. Now, this farm does involve some trickery. You AFK underneath it, but up here is a little nifty contraption called a chunk loader. Oh boy, I've missed it. Now, this uses some kind of tricky Minecraft mechanics to do with the nether portal. So whenever a entity, so that could be a player, a mob, or a minecart, goes through a portal, the 3x3 chunks on either side, or all around this portal, so if I turn on my chunk borders F3 and G, 3x3 chunks around this portal will be loaded. So, you know, in the overworld, that's not really helpful for the farm. I have to actually be down there. But on the nether side of things, if we just pop through... Why is that broken? So we've popped through into the nether now, and you'll see that that chunk... we're currently in this chunk here, which is outlined by this yellow border, and over there, the iron golem farm is in the next chunk over, which means that it will be loaded by this chunk loader, which is dropping a minecart through every 15 seconds, which is the limit on how long a chunk is loaded when an entity passes through. So that means that this area will be constantly loaded in the game, unless I turn off the chunk loader, which I do whenever I leave. Now, the iron golems will pop through the portals, and all the portals link up to here. This one portal right here. They all pop through, and because their hitboxes overlapping, they then push each other out into the lava, get pushed along, and fall down into this collection area. Then you've already seen what I've done. Item filters, lots of chests, lots of iron. So that's how the farm itself works. If anyone wants to make this farm more efficient, be my guest. This is really just a proof of concept of how to use the nether as a viable way of making an efficient iron farm. Again, each layer is about 1,000 iron an hour, which, you know, more than enough for me. But if someone wants to make it better, be my guest. Friggin' sick. I'll be back in a second. Now that I'm back from being interrupted rudely by my own stupidity, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if anyone wants to improve this farm, be my guest. Just send me a link to whatever video, or just send me a message. Let me know how you go. Send me a photo. Do something. I want to see this farm as good as possible. But you know, I thought, you know, let's make a proof of concept, show that it works, and then I might come back to it later. I might, or I might not, and someone else might just break it to the nth degree and make it as good as it possibly can be, and I wouldn't be able to do any better. And that would be 100% fine. I fully endorse that. It's the perfect thing about this community. But I will also make a tutorial for this at some point. I'm not sure when. I also would like to say thank you for the support on my shulker box loader. I checked on that today, and it had gained a whole bunch of views that I did not see just a couple of days ago. So thank you all so much for the support on that. It is greatly appreciated. But now that I've showed off this iron farm and the lightning rods that are around the place, let's jump into the rest of the episode. And to do that, we're going to have to head back to the base, which I actually don't remember which direction it's in. So good luck. So in the last video, we saw this thing pop up out of nowhere, and it gave me some coordinates that took me over to a pillager outpost that told me to get some totems of undying from them. So I have taken down the coordinates and I've converted them into nether coordinates. And we will now pop across into the nether and make a tunnel and a nether portal to that area so that we can start building a farm. I've got the nether tunnel and portal set up. We're a fair way away from our normal tunnel. You go that way about 100 blocks and that way about 300 blocks and you end up back home. But through here is where we should see a pillager outpost with a lectern on top of it. Would you look at that? Absolutely nailed it. That's bang on. Yeah, I'm literally on top of the pillager outpost. But okay, let's get a space cleared out underneath here, which is completely spawn proof and one that the pillagers can't get into, so we can then convert this into a pillager farm. But to do that, we're going to have to head back to the base, which is over in that direction, and pick up some materials so we don't have to keep running back and forth. I've got a small space cleared out underneath the pillager outpost. It's just sitting up there. I'm going to get to work now on building a farm for emeralds and totems of undying, and I'll be back in. I am going to put on some music for you guys while I time-lapse it, and I'm going to put on a movie for myself because I need something else to do other than just dig a hole. So, let's jump into that time lapse now, and I will be back. Quick editing note: I've had some hardware issues on the device I use to record my time lapses, and I can't actually get the second time lapse off it. Apparently the hard drive has dropped off the face of the planet. So I'm just going to cut now to the next clip. That does mean this video will be a little bit shorter, but it's not the end of the world. I've just got to fix it up or learn how to use the replay mod. Either way, there might not be a time lapse for another couple of weeks, just because I'm trying to figure all this out. So that's it from me. Let's jump back into the regularly scheduled video. I've got the farm all set up now. If I just drop down here, here's that little killing chamber. They drop down here, and I swing at them with my sword. They drop all their stuff, and I pick it up. It's pretty simple right now. I haven't decorated it, obviously, and I haven't put in a proper item collection system, but it's functioning. So the way it works is up the top, up above the ground there's a villager floating above the hole. And then the good old trapdoor trick is used to let the villagers just fall into the hole, right down to the bottom, and then they die. Now, I know this episode's been a bit all over the place, but I want to head out of this area now. I'm not going to decorate it in this episode, but I want to head out of here into the nether, because I want to at least lay down a few blocks on the second concurrent massive project that we'll be working on. We won't be working on that in the next episode, we'll be working on the base. But I want to get it at least started and some sort of blocks laid out. So we'll pop back through into my main nether area now, and I will give you an idea of what I am planning on building. So I'm here underneath our main nether tunnels. They're up in that area there, and I've turned off the fog in the nether using Optifine to kind of give you an idea of the space we're working with. So this is a really big area in here. And obviously, since it's really close to my nether portal for my base is just up in there, I'd like to turn this into the nether hub for this world. So there'll be tunnels branching off out of this area, all decorated. Everything will be nice and cleared out in this area, and that's essentially the whole point of my use of the nether in this world. But essentially, the nether hub will go in this space here, and yes, fog will be on. I've just turned it off for this demonstration. There won't be anything like that. But that's essentially the project that I wanted to come in here and start. What the? Where did I... hello? Anyway, oh, I see. Anyway, that's what I wanted to get started with today. We'll start by clearing out some of the space over here and getting a rough area set out for the base and for the center of the nether hub. So I will go off and do that now, and I'll be back in just a moment. So I've only done a little bit of work out here, but I've got a 64 block area, or 64 in every direction area laid out, and I've just done a little bit of block clearing over here. Turns out there isn't actually that many blocks to clear, just some stuff up here and this lump here, and then that's it. So essentially, this will be the floor space of the nether hub. And I'm just going to chip away at it slowly. I'm not going to do any massive grinds for it. Just every now and then, I'll pop through in an episode and do a little bit more, and I'll keep you updated with it. But, yep, that's the nether hub plan. But with that, I'm actually out of recording time for this episode, so I hope you enjoyed it. It was a bit all over the place, this one. But, you know, it's just that happens from time to time. Oh yeah, the other thing I noticed, there's a second nether fortress just over here. So looks like I know where I'll be building my wither skeleton farm at some point in the near future. But anyway, that's all I've got time for in this episode. If you liked it, please hit that like button, and if you really did enjoy it, please subscribe to the channel. I've been the Survival Architect, and I will see you in the next video.